What's up, vinyl community? How's it going? Jason here. I thought I'd jump on and do a video. It's been a little while. Just didn't have. I want to say I didn't have the motivation. I've been wanting to do this, but just didn't have any room on my shelves. I have probably like 75 records in like the new files section, and my shelves were full, so I had to like move some stuff around. I put like my whole classic rock section out here in the garage, so this is now like the overflow section. So yeah, I got too many records now. I definitely have to purge some stuff, or I have like 75 new records to be filed, but I think I'm gonna go through them to make sure that I really want to keep some of these, because maybe I don't. But anyways, I'll jump into it. I'm probably only gonna throw on like 3 or 4 tracks. A lot of this stuff I pulled. Hopefully the video's not too long. It is kind of Tuesday, but fire kind of died down, so I thought I'd jump on real quick. So probably we'll just, most of this stuff is, most of you guys will know. But the first one I want to start with is, this is Paul Drescher, and this is Channels Passing, Study for Night Songs, Channels Passing, Study for Variations. Sorry for the glare here, but this is on, I think it's new Ambien. I think it's called, that label. That's what I listen to. Yeah, I got a lot of records last year. I had like 150 that I needed to like kind of clean and listen to see if I want to keep. A lot of like really strange stuff. I was getting I probably mentioned it before, just like I was buying like stacks of records on Whatnot, like 10 at a time, and a lot of just random stuff in there, and a lot of cool finds, a lot of discoveries. Most of it was stuff I didn't want, but yeah, this is not my wheelhouse either. Usually, it's like kind of modern classical, like very repetitive. But yeah, I don't know why this one kind of grabbed me. I don't know. It's really interesting. So yeah, I've been trying to kind of listen to this stuff more. A lot of it I don't really latch on to, but for some reason I really like this one. Yeah, modern classical, and this was a pretty cheap record. It was like a $10 record. Which is not something you see around. So that's what we're listening to. And it's pouring rain right now, California. I had to go out in the cold. That's why I got this jacket on. I'm in my garage. It's a little chilly out here. So yeah, next record, like I said, a lot of these probably just kind of upgrade copies or fillers, or the impressions. Finally got myself together. I probably got 3 copies of this last year, and they were most of them were pretty beat. This one was okay. This is like maybe a strong VG, but it played pretty well. So I finally got like a decent copy to play. Just classic impressions, you know. Before Curtis left and did solo stuff, got awesome, great album. Stoked to get that. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of finally file these away. Let's see what else I got in here. Oh yeah, Rolling Stones. I don't know why I could never find Exile on Main Street. I bought this probably a year ago. I don't know why. I always had a hard time finding this record. I never could find it on the wild. I think I found it once, but it was missing a record. But this doesn't have. I think this comes with inserts. Doesn't have any inserts, unfortunately. But yeah, this is obviously, you know, I think this is the album they did when they left England and lived in France because they had like back taxes due. I guess that's why it's called Exile on Main Street. But yeah, good record. So stoked to finally get that. I guess I might have. That's a pretty clean copy, but it doesn't have. I guess it doesn't have the inserts. If I ever find it, not something I just saw it pop up and Whatnot for a decent price, so I jumped on it. Nina Simone. It is finished. Yeah, this is a Nina Simone record. I have kind of one of the ones I was missing. I think I might purchase some of my Nina Simone too. I have a lot of her records, but there's probably only a handful that I really need. But yeah, this is a great record. I think this is live. I don't know if it's like one live concert or it's just a bunch of live tracks. I can't remember, but it has One of my favorite songs on here, I think, funkier than a mosquito's tweeter. Funkier than a mosquito, no, funkier than a mosquito's tweeter. Yeah, it was a really clean copy. I think there's a tear in the cover, so I got like a pretty sweet deal on it. It was cheap. Yeah, awesome Nina Simone record. One that I had wanted. What else I got in here? Kinks. You Really Got Me. Early Kinks, first pressing. Yeah, it's just one of those ones. I was kind of on the fence. This is one I might, I'm not like a huge diehard Kinks fan, but their early stuff's pretty good. So I have a few of their albums. So yeah, it was nice to get that. Obviously, it's got the You Really Got Me on it. What else I got in here? Oh, here's the Curtis record I was missing. Yeah, solid copy. This is not the first pressing, I don't think. I think the first pressing, was it on Buddha? I can't remember. It was on a different label. Same year. Forget what year. Was it 72? But, whatever. It was, first year, pressed, Curtis, self-titled. Yeah, what does this say? Great record. I think I'm just missing Roots. I have this one. I have the one with the kind of like purple and blue cover. I think I have a German press of that. Obviously I have Superfly, just missing Roots. I don't know if there's another good one, but yeah. Stoked to get some Curtis in my life. I can always throw that on and wife appreciates it. Gil Scott-Heron. This is a later one of his. I think is it from 1980? But I actually had a copy of this and I sold it. And then I found this copy in the shrink. It's like I don't know if it's near me, but it's like excellent, super clean copy. Yeah, it's like VG plus. But yeah, I don't know. First time it didn't really strike me too much, but I was just listening to it because I clean all the ones that I on the shelf. I clean them first and I'd spin them. One, to see if I like it, and two, if I'm gonna sell it, then at least I know what sort of condition it's in. Make sure there's no skips or anything. But yeah, I spun this and I don't know. I really dug it the second time. Obviously it has Brian Jackson. Just classic Gil Scott-Heron. Like I said, a little bit later, so it has a little bit more of an 80s vibe to it. But yeah, solid record. Trying to think of which ones I'm missing, because I got it. I think I showed my last video. I got 2 copies of Winter in America last year, and one was like really beat, like a G, like trashed, and then the one I got after was like maybe a VG, and it plays pretty solid. So I have the first one. The hell is it called? It's not Revolution Will Be Televised. That's the comp. But I have the first one. I can't remember what it's called. Pieces of a Man. But it has like a couple like sections where just like this big whoosh. Other than that, it plays great. But yeah, I probably need to upgrade that at some point. But I have that copy plays pretty good. This is Creamed Israeli Gears. I came across a first UK pressing on Reaction. Yeah, and it's super clean, so I don't know, kind of had to jump on that. Classic. Yeah, really nice copy. I got a decent price. I kind of paid up for it. It was like $40. Definitely under what it goes for, but yeah, it's always nice to get like UK. I don't have a lot of like UK rock on like UK pressings, so to see that here, I kind of just had to jump on it. Yeah, I mean, this is a great album. I don't listen to classic rock that much anymore, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you gotta have the classics. And who knows? It depends on my mood too. I might purge at some point. I don't know. It's just hard for me to get rid of those classic. I used to listen to a ton of classic rock. You know, Cream, Led Zeppelin, all that stuff. So who knows? Maybe yeah, I do like it. I just don't listen to it that much. This is a record though that I got. My mom gave me this for Christmas. She always asks me what I want. This is Steve Davis music on RCA. I'm gonna throw this one on. This one is fantastic. I don't know. There's so many good songs on here. Yeah, but this was sealed, so it was nice. I cracked it. I've been trying to love this song. It's really long, but maybe let's see how much time's left. I want to throw another track. Maybe I'll play the last track. But yeah, this shit is fantastic. I listen to this a lot. Not so, it's funny. I listened to it a lot on streaming when I didn't have it. Once I got it, I just stopped listening to it. I don't know, does that always happen? You like finally get it and you stop listening to it. But I listened to it like 20 times. Man, it's really good. It's like it's kind of like jazz. It has like jazz, soul, psych rock kind of stuff. But yeah, it's still in Shrink. I don't know. I like Shrink as long as it's not too tight and like bending the cover. So I cracked it. But this song he sings in French. But yeah, there's one track on here that's like a country track, like super random country song in the middle of this. But most of it's like this kind of groovy, jazzy. There's some parts where he kind of like rips on the guitar. Actually, Steve Davis, I think he plays keyboard if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think there's someone else. I don't know what his name. He plays guitar as well. What I thought was interesting on this is I don't know if you could see. They have all the musicians on the back right there. But if you look at all the tracks, it actually has George Clinton. I think he's on most George Clinton. I think he's on most of the tracks. So I don't know if it's like George Clinton, like P-Funk George Clinton, because it's not P-Funk, but it does have a nice groove. This is 1970. I don't remember. When's the first P-Funk out? I think it was P-Funk. Parliament album. Was it 1969? And that first album, what's it called? Sarium? It starts with an O. Sarium? And it's not like typical P-Funk. So, and he's not, if you look on Discogs, he's not credited. And he's not listed as part of the band, even though he's on every track. So, I'm not sure. I'm curious if anyone knows if this is actually like George Clinton. And George Clinton played piano? Because he's like plays piano on all these. He plays vibes too. His little backup vocal. On this song, he's playing vibes. But yeah, highly recommend this. Steve Davis music. I think he did one other album after this, like 4 years after, but he kind of just disappeared. I never heard of him until a few months ago, and he's on RCA Victor, which is a fairly big label. I don't know, but yeah, this album is just so cool. And I love the cover. Okay, what do we got next? Here we go, Tower of Power. I was looking for this one for a while. This is their first album, East Bay Grease. Yeah, just like old Oakland funk. Yeah, it's on the San Francisco label. Stoked to get this. I like all Tower. I mean, I think all their albums are great, but I think this one and maybe the second one are the two I really gravitate towards. So stoked to finally get that. That one's not the cleanest copy, but it plays pretty well. Another record, just Roy Ayers, Ubiquity, Change Up the Groove, just one I didn't have. Just kind of like soul funk. I do like the earlier Roy Ayers stuff. He has, I think it's but it's called like Red, Green, and Black. I love that one. Red and Black. There's a couple like banging tracks on that. But yeah, awesome, great record. Solid, stoked to get that. Let's see. Donny Hathaway. I think there's only 3 studio albums. I have the one with like, yeah, it's kind of like a silhouette of him on like a big white cover. There's this one. It's probably the least favorite of the 3, but this is still good. This is the original Atco. Just nice soul music. Obviously, Donny Hathaway, killer, is the man. Yeah. I still missing the one. I think he's like, it's kind of like a shot looking down. There's like him running around with like kids or something. So I got a good price on that. Couldn't pass it up. Yeah, so stoked on this Steve Davis. I really wanted this one for. It was nice when there was one on eBay, sealed copy. I sent the link to my mom. She bought it for me. So that's probably my favorite Christmas gift. Don't tell my wife. What else we got? I want to play this one. This is Salomon on MPS. Dave Pike, the new Dave Pike set. This is Dave Pike in Brazil with a bunch of Brazilian musicians. I don't know what track on here. I guess I'll just play for the first one. It's a pretty long track. Yeah, stoked on this one. This record's not that expensive. It's maybe 30, 40 bucks. Maybe you can get it for cheaper if you're, hold on, I can't remember. I got a pretty good deal. I think I was paid like 30 or 40 for it. But yeah, Dave Pike Trio, Salomon. I wasn't too familiar with it. This one was a new one. I mean, I've seen the cover before, but I guess I didn't really put 2 and 2 together that it's from Brazil. And I saw the Salomon, and I'm like, it's gotta be Brazilian. Because the Portuguese on. But yeah, this is like a nice copy of this. Yeah, dude, just look at it. Look how fun that looks. These dudes just hanging out in Brazil. That looks like a jam sesh right there. So it's the new Dave Pike set and Grupo Biafro in Bahia. With, Joma, Mark, Edinho, Onias. Definitely sound like Brazilian guys. But yeah, this is good. Kind of like fusion with like Brazilian, a lot of Brazilian percussion. It's awesome. So stoked to get that. I don't have too many Brazilian records in here. I think I showed most of my Brazilian records. I do have some coming in the mail, hopefully. I bought some. But there's like the post office in Brazil's on strike right now. So Fernando, the guy I buy from, he's just waiting for them to resolve that. He's gonna ship them. Yeah, so looking forward to getting those. One record I've had there for like 6 months. But he had a couple records come up that I really wanted, and there's some new stuff I bought that just came out. And Alex, he bought a record, so I'm just gonna ship him here and have him. This next one, this is Miro Grossman, Devotion. I have a bunch of Muriel Grossman, so I wasn't gonna buy this just because you know, I love her, but I think I have 3 of her records, and they all kind of they don't differ that much. So you know, I was like, do I really need another Muriel Grossman record? But yeah, I saw Dave show this. The Vinyl Ambassador. That's his local bandography. Yeah, and you know, and I listened to it and I liked it. But yeah, once he showed it, I just jumped on it. I found a seller in Europe because I gotta buy it from Europe. Otherwise, I wouldn't have hesitated. But I think I found a seller in Europe that had a couple records I wanted, so I just threw this in. But yeah, I think what struck me on this one I really like, it's a little more rock. Like the guitar player, he kind of, I'm saying that's rock. It's kind of like bluesy. I don't know. But yeah, I really like the guitar on this. So, and I mean, I love the way she plays. Yeah, it's just good, like free jazz. But this one, like I said, has a little more blues tint to it. Black Sabbath, Master of Reality, just one I never had. It's the first screen label. It's not the cleanest copy, maybe like a VG. I got like it plays better than it looks, and the music's loud. I've got like a pretty good deal on it, so I think I paid like $15 for it. Yeah, I wish it was clean copy. I don't know if I ever had this one. I know I had 4, and I ended up selling it. Paranoid, I have a German Vertigo, but it's pretty beat up. It plays all right. That was actually one of my first records was the Brazilian press of Paranoid my mother-in-law gave to me. She gave me all her records, but she only had like 10. But she had a Brazilian. She had the Brazilian Paranoid, and I have the first one. Etta James, Miss Etta James. I think might be her first or second album. I can't remember. This is on the original on Crown. I got an upgrade. I had a second pressing with like a different cover. So I got this one actually. The other one, the reissue I had was only like a couple years after. It was probably cleaner than this, but it's a first pressing. It's not bad. It wasn't like that much cleaner, but it's nice to have a first pressing. The cover has a little bit of like staining, but it plays pretty good. Nice early Etta James, not as like funky as, I would say she's like super funky, but not as like bluesy as like her later stuff, or as she kind of sort of, I would say later because it still was early, but this is because her first album was a little bit more like, I don't want to say like doo-wop, but wasn't so heavy. This is a nice one, Arroyo Pena live. Again, this is like the Muriel Grossman. I love Arroyo Pena, but I have like 4 of their albums. Well, now 5. This will be the 5th. So I just like, do I really need another Arroyo Pena album? Like it's just like Norwegian. Are they from Finland or Norwegian? No way. I can't remember. But it's like, it's free jazz. It's really good. I love it. And the reason it kind of sold me is I'm kind of a sucker for these covers. They did like an interesting thing. They like reuse this one, and this one's actually not even together, but they reuse old covers. So they took an old cover and they turned it inside out and they printed on it. So they've all been screen printed. Yeah, it's at a 700. So it's sold out, and that's kind of why I didn't buy it. I was like wanting to buy it. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know. And then it sold out. I'm like, oh great, I'm never gonna get it. I think I bought this and the Muriel Grossman together. Maybe there was a seller had like a pretty good price, and again, I had to ship it across the ocean, so shipping isn't cheap. But if I buy 3 records or something, you know, it makes it worth it. So yeah, Royal Pen are really nice. If you don't know them, check them out. Their first, they have a 10-inch. It's really good. Their first one. Actually, yeah. I might have 6 of them. I don't know. Big Star. I got. This is a nice one. On original and Ardent is not the greatest copy. It's probably, yeah, like a VG minus or even like a G plus maybe, but it actually plays much better than it looks, which is nice. I had a really nice copy of this and I sold it. I don't know why. I think because I just overextended myself and I bought a bunch of records and I needed to kind of like just get some of my money back, I guess. I paid and I sold that one for a little bit more than I paid for it, so I made like $50 on it, which is not a big deal. But actually, I got the other one. I got in like a group of 4, so I got like a discount because I bought 4 records from this guy. You know, I kind of regret selling that one. I think it's gone up in value since I sold too, but it did have like it was like really nice. It was like a VG plus, but it had like a haze, so it just didn't really affect the play. It just kind of looked weird. So this one doesn't have haze, but it has a lot of marks. Still nice to have. Great record. Plays good. Fela Kuti, in Africa 70, Shikata. I was a little bummed on this one. I mean, I like it. I like the record. It's just the condition was not as advertised. It's probably like a VG minus, but it plays pretty well. I don't know. I don't know if these people are just like play grading these, but you look at it, doesn't look great. I did clean it, so yeah, it plays all right. And this is my first, say original Fela. It's not, it's like U.S. pressing, but I have a couple of those like recent reissues. That's my first older vintage. Van Morrison, Common One, pretty cheap record. Actually, I really dig this one. It's kind of, I think it's from 80 or 82, 1980. It does have a little bit like jazzy, yeah, but it is kind of like, I want to say a little bit like easy listening. But yeah, something about it, it's kind of like, you know, those later Paul Simon albums. Something about him. He's a great songwriter. I want to say there was some other. No, I don't know. I thought there was some bigger names on here, but I guess not. P.B. Ellis, I guess, but he's like an old jazz musician. But yeah, I finally got a copy for pretty cheap. I think I paid like $10 for it. Again, it's not the great. It is. The vinyl's pretty good. Vinyl's probably VG plus. The covers has some wear, but yeah, it's just one I've kind of always wanted. Probably one of the better in Van Morrison's catalog, in my opinion. Ramsey Lewis, Mother Nature's Son. I do like Ramsey Lewis. I mean, his stuff's way hit and miss, but I think he's got like 4 or 5 like really killer albums. This is the last one I wanted. And again, this one probably goes $25-$30. I didn't want to pay that. I think I paid like $3 for this in the shrink. So stoked to finally get that. It is all Beatles covers, but he does a nice job. I usually don't like covers, like Ramsey Lewis covers, but I don't know, something about this was good. Produced by Charles Stepney. Yeah, no, I think there's a drum break on here too, but that's not why I bought it. But yeah, it's a solid Ramsey Lewis. I've always wanted that one. You know, it's one of those records I wanted that I didn't want to pay up for. Nina Simone is the original press on Bethlehem. It is not the nicest copy. It's all right. It's maybe like a VG-ish, but yeah, I went to. It was an ad on Craigslist. This guy had records. I don't know if I told the story before, but so yeah, I said I'll be there at 12. I got there at 12, and the guy's like kind of confused, and he's like, "Oh, are you here for the bed?" He was like selling a bunch of stuff. I'm like, "No, I'm here for the record." He's like, "Oh, you're Jason?" I was like, "Yeah," and he said some guy came like an hour before that. He thought it was me, and so he let him in, and the guy bought like pretty much everything. I don't know, this guy was just selling his collection, I think. So he had some pretty good, like this, I was like, oh, but it was kind of beat. and he had a price on it. I think it was like $40. I think that's what he paid for it. I don't know. There was prices on them. But then I was like, all right, man. And he had like maybe 20 records left, 30 records. I can't remember. And he's like, oh, just make me a price for all of them. I'm like, I don't know. He's like, just $20, $20. So I paid him $20, and he gave me all the records. So it's pretty much. I mean, there was like a couple Tom Petty records in there. Not that I like really want Tom Petty records, but I was, easy to make my money back. It was $20, and I got this record. Not that I really would have wanted this condition, but it plays all right. Because it is a quieter record, but there's a little bit of noise. But still, basically got it for free, so can't complain. Probably need to upgrade this at some point. Otherwise, I think no, there's one more Nina Simone record I want. So, all right. Yeah, so this is really good. I really enjoy this Salomon. And this is the U.S. press. I think I was debating buying this or that. I think there's the German press, because MPS is a German label, right? I'm pretty sure. And the German wasn't that much more expensive, but it was, there was none in the U.S., so bought that. I really wanted to buy this. Really cool record. Let's see, what should I throw on? Let's throw on this one. Georgia Bay. Little disappointed in this one. This is the last Georgia Bain record I wanted, and I waited for a nice copy, and the one came up, and the guy said it was a Brazilian seller, not Fernando, unfortunately, or otherwise, but he said it was in excellent condition, and it is not in excellent condition. It is like maybe VG, maybe, but yeah, I was super bummed about that. Since I held off on this for a couple of years. Because I could have bought a VG copy from a couple years ago, but I don't want a VG copy. And this record just never pops up in decent condition, so. But is what it is. It is a little bit of, it plays alright. It has some background noise. Georgia Bang. Original press. Obedus Silencio no Brooklyn. And this was pressed in the U.S. the same year. I think it was on Four Corners, maybe. But someone told me recently that has a different mix. So I might end up getting the U.S. pressing as well. And that one it's not super cheap, but I did miss out on a copy on eBay because I forgot to log in on time. It sold for like $10. But yeah, the reason I bought this, it's not like a Georgia Bain. I was like, it's not like one of my favorite Georgia Bains, but there came a point where I had so many Georgia Bain records that I decided I'm gonna get all his first pressings from his first 15 years of his career. So this was the last one I needed, the last original Georgia Bain record. There's a couple I could probably use an upgrade. I have nothing that's like awful. I think this is probably the worst one, which is like a BG. There's a little background noise, but yeah. So that's the reason I got it. So now I have every original Georgia Bain record pressing through Zé Portinha, which is like Zé Portinha is like not. For me, not like a super important record, but I had it. Probably the last record I would say is Necessary Georgia Bain, and I think they're all really good. Africa Brazil was 76. I think his first one was 63, and Zé Portinha I think was 78. So I have first 15 years. So yeah, Georgia Bain. Now I have them all. Well, not all. The ones that matter. Silver Apples. This is their Contact. This is their second album on Cap. Yeah, I got like a smoking deal on this. I can't remember. I paid like $30 for it or something. It is like super clean. I got the same guy. I don't know if I shorted them. I think I shorted the Morgan last. I think I sold it. I got the Morgan record, and I got this from the same seller. I ended up flipping the Morgan record, so pretty much paid for this. Basically got this for free. But yeah, this is really good. So, you know, Silver Apples are, you know, they're famous for the one with the silver cover with like I guess they're apples. They kind of look like cherries, but I think they're apples. Some fruit on the cover, silver. It's like experimental rock, kind of like noise, like psych rock, but yeah, experimental. It's really good. And not one I really knew. I listened to the first one maybe once or twice. And it's decent, but nothing I was like gonna seek out. But to get for a cheap price, I figured why not? If I didn't like it, I could just sell it. But I like it, so. Hey. Otis Redding, Love Man. I got a bunch of Otis Redding from one seller, but they were all trashed. This one is like not bad. It's like a BG, strong BG, borderline BG plus. So it's just hard to find clean Otis Redding records. I've found. I have noticed. I think the only one I ever found clean was the Dock of the Bay, but that's probably his most common one. I've seen that one so many times. Yeah, but like I said, I think I got his whole catalog last year, but they were all trash, so I'm not keeping them. Just can't do it. Tom Waits, Swordfish Trombones, in the Shrink, really nice copy on Island. Yeah, Tom Waits, what can you say about Tom Waits? Experimental. This is probably not my favorite one. I like the one that probably everyone likes. Can't think of it. I can picture the cover in my head, but I don't have that one. I'd love to get that one, but that one sells for a lot now, unfortunately. This one's a little more reasonable. I do like this one. His stuff is a little hit and miss for me. I have a couple of his albums. I think I might have his first. This and one other one. But yeah, Swordfish Trombones. Good, kind of, you know, kind of out there. Like, I won't say folk, but he's like Dylan, but more kind of weird, experimental. I don't know if experimental is the right word, but just kind of like, his voice is so gritty. Yeah, I'm sure you guys all know Tom Waits. Yeah, I don't see Tom Waits at records around that much, so had to jump on that. It was super clean, the price was good. Last but not least, Propagandhi, How to Clean Everything. Yeah, this is one of my favorite punk records when I was in college. I had a little bit of a punk stage in college, like these guys and 10-Foot Pole, Lagwagon. Who the hell else did I listen to? Strung Out. No Effects, which I guess is all kind of like pop punk, but this is one of my favorite ones. And Millencolin too. I really love Millencolin. But yeah, great record. Yeah, what can I say? Just pop punk, classic, original pressing. I got a pretty good price. This isn't the cleanest either, unfortunately. It's not bad. It's like BG plus. It's got a couple stuffs. It played really well though. Yeah, it's like a strong BG plus, but it's punk and it plays loud. So, yep. Like I said, I got a lot more records. Hopefully, I can file those. I got some space. Hopefully, I'll get to it. I hope everyone's doing well. And yeah, stay warm out there. At least if you're in California. Cheers. Stay dry.